Want to learn about agentic AI in about 5 minutes? You come to the right place. So welcome to Dave Linthicum is Not AI. I'm Dave, an AI SME and an AI skeptic, looking at AI with a balanced perspective. Let's get started. So the press, the consulting firms out there, and the AI tech providers are largely overcomplicating agentic AI. It's actually very simple in terms of what it is, what it does, and when to use it. So, and by the way, it's nothing new. I've been building AI agents since the 80s. While the tech has changed a great deal, the approach is much the same. And so there's no reason to reinvent the wheel, and there's no reason to overcomplicate the value that agentic AI can bring. So keep in mind that agentic AI is a valid architectural approach, but has a narrow number of use cases where it can prove helpful. In many instances, it's being overused, and that's causing some problems in the industry right now because enterprises are spending a great deal of money to build and deploy their agentic AI systems, and they're not getting the ROI back because it was the misallocation of that approach for that particular problem. So you have to be very careful in terms of what use cases are there and where agentic AI can be a fit. So also keep in mind, I have one of the most watched agentic AI courses out there on LinkedIn Learning. I'll go ahead and put the link in the description if you want to take the course. And if you're interested in learning more than just the 10-minute introduction here, I suggest you go there. So first, what agentic AI is. Agentic AI is AI that works toward a goal, not just reply once. It can plan steps and take actions to complete a task. Think of it as more like a digital assistant that can do things, not just chat. At the end of the day, agentic AI is proactive AI. In other words, it's able to look at conditions and respond to those conditions using AI to solve the issue. And you can program it to do anything. They consider their own goals and objectives, which kind of makes them have their own personalities or personas, which allows them to carry out a specific task. So how does it differ from regular AI? Regular AI usually gives one answer at a time. Agentic AI can handle multi-step tasks from start to finish. The big difference is actions and follow-through, not just response. Again, we're building agents that are able to take on certain tasks and do so continuously. They're not just responding to a prompt and bringing back a solution. They're actually in kind of a loop that are able to carry things out as needed to respond to the conditions that are happening in their environment. That makes them very handy. Also, we're dealing with goals, not just prompts. Normal AI often responds to a single prompt. Agentic AI is given an objective, like research this or plan this. It decides the best sequence of steps to reach that goal. In other words, it's like an employee in a company. We give it a task, we give it training, we tell it what its goals and objectives are, and then we give it some kind of objective to achieve. The agentic AI system or the AI agent will take the appropriate steps to reach that goal. So the basic workflow of agentic AI is fairly simple. First, it understands the task and what success looks like. Then it plans and takes actions step by step. Finally, it checks the results and adjusts if needed. In other words, it's a continuous workflow where it's able to look at a condition, look at the goals and objectives that it's carried out to do or programmed to do, and carry those things out and complete them with the most efficient task. So why it matters? Well, it can save people time by reducing manual work. It helps automate repetitive or complex tasks and can improve speed, productivity, and efficiency in many jobs. In other words, we can have these agents act as humans. Typically don't replace humans, by the way. They can replace tasks and automate tasks. That's what they're very good at. So we can pre-program it to do something typically that would be busy work for a human, reading an email and putting the task and the deadlines on the calendar, for example. So what are some of the real world examples? Well, a travel agent AI could search flights, compare options, and build an itinerary. A customer support AI could look up information and solve issues faster. A work assistant AI could organize files, summarize research, and schedule tasks. I bet you can think of a couple of tasks that you could automate using agentic AI as well. So the tools and the technology make agentic AI powerful. Agentic AI becomes much more useful when connected to tools. These tools could include search, email, calendars, documents, and databases. Tools let the AI move from thinking to actually doing. So think of things that you use every day: calendar, email, databases, things like that. Well, the agentic AI or the AI agent can leverage those tools as well and do so in an automated way. So, of course, we need to talk about risk and how to limit the risks. Agentic AI can still make mistakes or misunderstand instructions. If given poor directions, it may take the wrong actions. That's why it needs guardrails, permissions, and monitoring. Agentic AI systems should always come with limitations that are put on the agentic AI agent and what it can do, how it can carry things out, and just to make sure it doesn't go off trail. So we're still in control as humans. I know there's some discussion out there about AI agents taking over jobs and eliminating humans. That couldn't be further from the truth. Humans should set the goal, rules, and limits. People should review important actions before AI completes them. The best model is AI as a teammate, not AI acting alone without oversight. We're always talking about, when we build and deploy agentic AI systems, how the humans are going to remain in the loop. The AI agents should serve the humans, should serve the process, should make things more efficient, and make the humans and the business more productive. So what can you take away from this? Well, agentic AI means that it can pursue a goal in multiple steps. It's most helpful when it has clear instructions and the right tools. It works best when there are humans supervising the AI agent or a human in the loop. So you got the gist of what agentic AI is, and it's important that you understand what it is, what it does, and when to use it. Right now, it's being overused and overhyped, and I think at the end of the day, it's a perfectly viable architectural option, architectural pattern that we're able to leverage in some focused problem domains where it can bring value. Keep that in mind. It's not for everything, but it should be used when it can provide productivity. Well, anyway, let me know in the comments if I missed something or not, or you wanted to break something down a bit more. Happy to hear it. Anyway, don't forget to like and subscribe and check out my other videos on this channel. Also check out my InfoWorld Cloud Computing blog, my 100+ LinkedIn learning courses, and of course, my generative AI architecture course out on Go Cloud Careers. And finally, my latest books, Unlocking the Power of Cloud and An Insider's Guide to Cloud Computing. Finally, check out this other YouTube channel, my other YouTube channel, The Cloud Computing Insider. Link is in the description. So until next week, stay very, very safe. The magical YouTube algorithm thinks this is another one of my videos that you should watch next. Take care, guys.